Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the new region, Septimont and Wuthering Waves, and we're pretty much going to go over the positives and the negatives for this new region. And I'm also going to share my overall thoughts when it comes to the story. Now, of course, part 2 of the story is going to release when Lupa's banner drops, and there's still going to be more content coming soon, but I will say so far 2.4 is leagues better than 2.3 when it comes to content. There's like a lot of events going on right now, and those events are actually pretty good. But before we get started, let's hear a word from our sponsor. If you are trying to save money while spending money on gacha games, this is the perfect opportunity for you to check out LD Shop. LD Shop literally gives you the opportunity to save money while spending money. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Whenever you're playing these gacha games, they don't really have discounts that much. And plus, you guys already know the skins that they introduced in 2.4 and WUWA, very overpriced skin. So this will be the perfect opportunity for you guys to go ahead and come over here on LD Shop. Since we're talking about Wuthering Waves, let's click Wuthering Waves over here. And if you guys click that link down below in the description, you are going to receive a discount. So we come over here back to WUWA. Let's say I'm trying to get me 300 Lunite. Costs $4.99, but thanks to LD Shop, you guys can see it's going to cost $4.42, which is really cool. And you also have a lot of things here. You know, you also have multiple discounts. You can choose whatever you want, but we're gonna go ahead and pick the 300 Lunite. Now for WUWA, you want to go ahead and click this question mark over here because you want to make sure that your account is linked before you make this purchase, because you don't want this, you know, whatever you purchase here go to somebody else's account. That would suck. So when you click this question mark over here, it pretty much explains to you what you should do before you make that purchase. You link your account. Once your account is linked, you're good to go. So I want to go ahead and click top up. Since our account is already linked, good to go. I'm going to click top up, and then we're just going to click pay now. Okay, we're going to click pay now, show you all the details here. And then it says your order is being shipped and you need to provide relevant information to successfully recharge. Please go to Order Center Order Details page to fill it out as soon as possible. If you have any questions, please contact online customer service. So come over, you guys can see they're pretty much going to ask us for details. So there we go. We pretty much put in our info here. So now we're going to click submit info. Make sure that you guys put in accurate information. If your information is not accurate, you're cooked. So there we go, guys. It's that simple. It's finished. They delivered it to my account. We switched on over to Wuthering Waves. I had like, I think 680. I think I had like 685 Lunites. And then since I purchased 300, we now have 985. So it's really just that simple, guys. Now, I want to remind y'all, when you go in and put your password in, they're going to ask you to put your password so that they can actually go into your account so that they can give you what you purchase for in LD Shop. So you want to make sure that when you give them that password, you change it immediately after they log in. So, you know, just for safety purposes. So I got my 300 Lunites by simply using that discount, which is a major W. So if you want to start saving money now, make sure you go ahead and click the link in the description down below, and you will receive a 15% coupon that will save you up to a maximum of $50. Once again, thank you LD Shop for sponsoring this video. All right, guys, so here we are, Septimont. So one of the main things, we're going to talk about the positives first, okay? And then we're going to talk about the negatives. But one of the main things I like about this new region is the fact that Septimont, it feels like, you know, an actual city. You know, like when I take a look at the Septimont city, it is really, really big. And whenever I'm like, you know, exploring in these gacha games and these open world gacha games, and then, you know, they're going to release like a new area and there's like a city. If the city is very, very small, it's fine. But like at the same time, I'm not a fan of that, you know, because I want to make it like, I want to have the feeling that, you know, when I go into a city, I'm actually in a city. It feels like I'm in, you know, the central city of Septimont. And we are in the central city, and it feels like it. You can see the palm trees. You know, you see the gladiator statues. You have the gladiator arena over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so cool, man. It really is cool. And I feel like if you were to show this game to a random gamer who never touched a gacha game before, they would assume that this is some sort of AAA open world game. Like, I am not exaggerating, guys. Like, the quality, they stepped up when it comes to the quality in Wuwa. Like 2.3 to 2.4, or like let's say 2.0 to 2.4, they stepped it up. This looks really, really good. And it's not even just the city. If I come over here, let's just go to a random part. Let's just come to, let's just say this area, right? Yeah, let's just say this area over here. We're gonna teleport to this area. You guys can see in the loading screen here, it just looks so good. You know, it looks really, really nice. When it comes to, you know, the graphics are also pretty good as well. But, you know, that's where the negatives come in. But we're not going to talk about the negatives right now. But if we just run up here, man, dude, just look at the sunset. And you guys can see, you know, the mist covering the city. Like, it sets a tone. It sets a vibe that this is, you know, a gladiator type place. You know, it's a warrior place, you know, where like you go in here and you're just fighting, you're just proving a point. That's the type of vibe I get whenever I, you know, come to set them on. You guys can see, look at the leaves, man, and how they're moving. And when I attack, look at that. The leaves literally move when I'm attacking. It's just so cool, man. It's, dude, they really did step it up. And when you look at the sky here, it's just really, really nice. So I'll say one of the main things that I like about Septimont is it's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. The quality is amazing. Graphics are nice. And they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint me when it comes to Septimont. And the region itself is really, really nice. Now, another positive thing about, you know, Septimont is this right here. We can fly. There were some people assuming that in Septimont we wouldn't be able to fly because, you know, the fact that we can fly in Renacita, and Septimont is still a part of Renacita. It's just that it's like a, you know, a sub-region. People were like speculating that we wouldn't be able to fly in Septimont since we can't fly in 1.x regions. So therefore, you guys can ignore that. But the fact that we can also fly here, really, really good. I just hope that, you know, in future regions, like, you know, future upcoming patches, like let's say 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, we can still fly no matter what. So the fact that we can fly here, exploration, no issue at all. That's one of the main things I focus on whenever they release a new region. Is the exploration good? Are they locking, you know, enhanced exploration behind, you know, a paywall? If they're not, I have zero complaints. So yeah, when it comes to the exploration in Septimont, it is really, really good. Plus, it's really cool the fact that you're being rewarded for simply exploring the new area, which is nice. They're pretty much incentivizing you to explore a new area, explore a new region, because not only are you getting astrites, you are also going to get refinement for the MC's weapon, which is Blood Pack's Pledge. So if I click the map over here, you guys can see I click Septimont. If you reach 25%, you get this over here, which is called Core of Oath. You can pretty much use this to enhance, synthesize Blood Pack's Pledge, which is really good. You can get 2 of these. So I don't know if they're going to give us more. Maybe they're going to give us more in like part 2. You know, maybe 3.5. Who knows? But so far, you can pretty much rank it up to, I think, rank 3, which is really, really good. So when it comes to, you know, the exploration, the rewards, really, really nice. Have no complaints over that whatsoever. So now let's go ahead and talk about the negatives. Now, the number one thing I completely despise about the new region is the optimization. This shit is so fucking laggy. It is completely unbearable, guys. Like when I was doing my live stream and I was going through the store, I was just exploring the region. Bro, my game was lagging and I was just crashing all the time. Like my game would crash consistently. It would crash like, I'll say 2 times a day, which is insane. And it never happened to me before. But one thing I noticed is that when it's nighttime in Septimont, everything is smooth when it's nighttime. That's one thing I noticed. Maybe that's just me. But when I come over here and I switch this to daytime, guys, my character, it looks like my character isn't like a, it looks like a 3DS game. It looks like I'm playing on a Nintendo DS. Let me go ahead and just switch the time for you guys. So let's just switch to daytime here. There we go. Let's just put spot. Like when I play during the daytime, it feels like I'm playing on, I don't even know. Look at this. Like it's so bad. Maybe you guys can't see it, but when I zoom out, like Shorekeeper seems very pixelated. It's like she has a lot of like the pixels. You can see the pixels. It's really, really bad. Like she's really, really pixelated. But This boss over here, this motherfucker laggy as shit. Like this guy is laggy to fight. But you guys can see for this boss over here, now you're maybe I'm not gonna experience the lag, but still though, like the pixels, it's really pixelated. And I feel like they definitely need to fix that, because whenever I'm fighting against, Leonis of Glory, Arsenosa, it feels like I'm playing on a Nintendo DS, because the graphics just go all the way down, which is just really annoying. So you guys can pretty much see it right now. It just looks so bad, bro. It looks really bad. So they definitely need to fix that. I feel like when it comes to optimization in this update, optimization is a huge issue, especially in Septimont. When you explore other regions, the optimization is perfectly fine. The graphics are totally fine. You don't see any frame drops or any of that. It's just that when you go to Septimont, that's when you're gonna see all these issues. So they definitely need to fix that. Some people told me that you want to go to this bridge over here, go all the way to the end, and then restart the game, and then it's gonna fix all the issues in Septimont. But I don't think that's gonna fix it, to be honest. But yeah, man, I don't know what that's all about. Whenever I'm fighting enemies in Septimont, my frame drops to like fucking 20, and it feels like I'm playing on a Nintendo DS. And this isn't just because, oh, you're probably playing on a potato PC or potato phone. Bro, like even people who have like high-end PCs, they're still experiencing these issues, so they definitely need to fix this. That's literally all I like. All the only negative I have for the new region is just the optimization. That's pretty much it. Everything else is literally fine. So let's go ahead and talk about the story here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just switch my screen. So when it comes to the story, right now, I'm not gonna go into too much details. I'm just gonna share my overall thoughts. The story was cool. I feel like the pacing was nice. There wasn't a lot of unnecessary dialogue, and there was a lot of mystery in the story. And I really like mystery. I like, being clueless, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to, connect, the pieces to solve the puzzle. That's exactly what happened in 2.4, part 1 of the Septimont story. Me trying to figure out, the correlation between Lupa and Mia, or Maya, however you say her name, that other character with the helmet. Trying to figure out the correlation between both characters is very interesting, and I'm pretty sure in part 2 we're gonna understand the correlation between both characters and how Lupa plays a huge role in the story. You have Frolova, they introduced her as well, showing her pretty much, she's like, I wouldn't say she's trying to help the MC, it's just that she's pretty much warning him what's gonna happen. And then you have Cristoforo, who's like, the big bad guy who's, behind all of this. And you have Fleur de Lis, Contarella, I mean not Contarella, Cartethia. They're like fighting all of these tacit monsters, like they're fighting the monsters, but at the same time, it's like Cartethia, they're like in a different reality, a different timeline. It's just so confusing because they're switching from Rover and Lupa to Cartethia and Lupa back and forth. It's like one moment they're showing you Cartethia talking to Lupa, and the other moment they're showing Rover talking to Lupa. And then Cartethia is literally in Septimont. She's in the city, but the city's like abandoned. You see everybody, like a lot of people died, and it was like a huge incident. And Cartethia, it's like she is pretty much the only one fighting off these monsters. So it's just very interesting how this story is gonna play out. But I am pretty much assuming that Rover and Cartethia, they're not in the same reality. I think they're in a different reality. I think Cartethia is in, she's actually in the real world, and Rover is not in the real world, because they said like as soon as Rover entered Septimont, it was something like abnormal, like everything changed or whatever. I don't know. It's like, it's very similar to the Samsara festival in Genshin Impact, where we went inside the city and everybody's in like a dream, and it's just like rewinding over and over again. That's what it feels like. So we just need more answers, right? We definitely need more answers about, Maya, that character. We need to know more about her. They also introduced Augusta and Yuno as well. Both characters look really, really cool. Yuno, holy shit, dude. I think Yuno is going to be a Glacio unit. I think she is. I think she's going to be a Glacio character or a Spectral unit. Augusta, she's probably going to be like Electro or Fusion. I think she's going to be Electro or Fusion. Who knows? But they introduced a lot of characters, and story they introduced, you know, a couple 4-star characters as well, which is really dope. I just hope that these 4-star characters come early and you don't just drop them, you know, right before 3.0, because as soon as 3.0 drops, they're gonna drip market a bunch of characters. It's gonna be chaotic. But overall, when it comes to the story, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. The pacing was good. There was not a lot of yapping. There was a, you know, a decent amount of combat, and you know, the relationship between Lupa and Rover, I will say, you know, it does get kind of annoying how every single time Rover sees, you know, a female character, is always the same thing over and over again. Sees the female character, boom, female character loves him, riding his dick. You know, it happens all the time. So I definitely understand how people are frustrated about that. I can definitely like understand that. So hopefully, you know, in the future, whenever we're interacting with, you know, more female characters, that's just not like, that's not the only thing going on between Rover and that character. It's like more things happening. Of course, there's like more to it, but if every single time we see a female character in the first thing, it only takes us like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and then the character's already like fucking with the Rover, like she's already like vibing with him. It's just like, holy shit, dude, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know is like, like she's a very aggressive person, and if they turn her to like a softie for Rover when they release her, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. It starts to get annoying. And I'm seeing some people complaining about Frolova, saying that, you know, when Frolova drops, you know, what if Frolova becomes a softie for Rover, because, you know, they don't want these characters to be evil, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, Frolova is part of the Fraxidus, so, you know, she is kind of a villain. So when they release her, people are assuming that Frolova, they're gonna turn into like a good person, because, you know, she's gonna be a playable character. Maybe, who knows? But I could definitely understand the frustration behind that. But yeah, overall, guys, story pretty good. It was nice, really, really nice. It was interesting, right? It was interesting. It kept me, you know, the edge. Like, I was really on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what's going on, because they were switching Lupa and Mia back and forth. Like, they were just switching both characters back and forth. It was just so creepy. It was weird. You know, there was a lot of dreams, a lot of flashbacks. Yeah, I really liked part 1. Part 1 was nice, and I'm definitely looking forward to part 2. Oh, and how can I forget that epic cutscene with Fleur-de-Lis using her fucking, you know, ultimate? That shit was sick. It's like they mixed 2D animation with 3D animation. It was like Demon Slayer, you know, Kagura, flame breathing. You know, it was really cool, man. I really liked it. Like, it's pretty obvious, like, when you go through this story, they took like all the money they made. They definitely took the opportunity to up the animation and the quality in this patch, which is really nice. I like it when companies use their money to improve the game versus using their money to buy a yacht. Just saying, man. Just fucking saying. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. If I'm spending money on this game, y'all better be using that shit to make this game better, because if you're not making the game better, we're pretty much wasting our time. We're wasting our money. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Those are pretty much my thoughts on 2.4 so far. Of course, we're going to wait for part 2 of the story, and then we're going to do like a full review, because they are going to drop a survey. They do this every patch. They drop a survey. We do the survey, and I'm pretty much going to share with you guys how I feel about the patch overall. But when it comes to events, the new TCG event, the new TCG event is also pretty good too. It's not that bad. You know, it's just you get in there, do what you got to do, fight enemies, get your rewards, hop out, continue on with your day. Nothing serious. The new combat event as well, really nice too. The events are cool. I prefer these events versus the anniversary event. I don't know what the fuck that was, but this is already leagues better than 2.3 events. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Make sure you go ahead and click the link in the description down below so that you guys can go ahead and get that 15% coupon. I would really appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Adios.